Hey guys, so I spent the past 30 minutes or an hour looking for some more product ideas. I have found a few more. I have, let's see, it looks like about 8 or so products. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 products inside of my product tracker. And in this lesson, I'd like to give you guys a little bit more insight about how I go thinking about narrowing down these, 8 product ideas that I have into the one product that I ultimately want to sell. Now, of course, if you have more than one product idea in here that you really like, that's a good thing because you can ultimately sell more than one. But for this training, we're ultimately going to choose one that we'd like to sell and go ahead and continue down with that process. So I have parfait cups, candle diffusers, oil diffuser, exam table paper, yard sign stakes, dog food containers, tri-fold poster boards, and these little, I guess they're chew bones for turtles, which are pretty weird, but they do sell pretty well. So from here, there's a few different things that I think about when I'm deciding which of these products that I want to sell. I want things that have good demand, low competition, hopefully relatively low seasonality, something I get manufactured easily, it's not too complex. There's no legal issues, there's no high liability. Hopefully it's nothing that's like really trendy or faddish that's going to go out of style quickly. And those are the different things that I'm using to narrow down my selection into the product that I ultimately want to sell. So let's take a look at these and see if any of these fit into those particular categories. As far as demand is concerned, they all have pretty good demand. My personal goal selling this product is going to be 10 units per day. So, this might be a little light. Same with this one, the different diffusers, yard sign stakes, 8, that's close enough to 10, that'd be fine. And then some of them have a lot of demand, right? With the dog food canisters, the parfait cups, and the turtle bones, those little guys are selling a lot as well. So then, right away I'm thinking like, okay, these, or ideally these would have higher demand. So these are already kind of now like a little bit on the bottom of my list. So I'm thinking, okay, what about competition? The ways that I'm gauging competition is with the number of reviews, the average rating, because that's essentially how much I can improve upon this product, and the LQS, or listing quality score. So, we want a low number of reviews. So the lowest would be the oil diffuser, but we know the demand there is not great. The next lowest looks like is the exam table paper, yard sign stakes, or the tri-fold poster board. Ideally, we want a low star rating because then that'd be something we could improve upon. So the lowest would be the poster board, the oil diffuser. Those are the two lowest. And then as far as LQS, same thing. We want poor quality listings. So the LQS, that's a score 1 through 10 of how high quality the listings are, the likelihood of these listings to convert. So an average LQS of like 8 or 9, those would be like very high quality listings that are difficult to compete with. But LQSs of 3, 4, 5, those are pretty bad, and those are overall poor quality listings. So again, oil diffusers, they have the worst listings. Exam table paper, tri-fold poster board, and turtle bone, they all have the worst listings. So based off of just this data, it looks like the tri-fold poster board would be our best opportunity based just off this data. But there's some more things we want to look at, right? So, judging off this data, I would say the poster board, or let's see what else. I would probably go poster board or maybe the exam table paper. So let's dig into both of those a little bit more. So the next thing I like to do is I like to check for seasonality. And there's essentially 2 different ways you can check for seasonality. One is inside of the Opportunity Finder, inside the Seasonality tab. And then there's also Keyword Scout, which has the historical search volume. So let's go ahead and take the exam table paper. Let's go ahead and pop into the Opportunity Finder. I'm just going to type this in, look for this keyword. Here it is. So I only have a couple months worth of sales data, but I can look at the historical average price. So for the past about year and a half, it's sold right around $32, $33, so pretty consistent average price. As far as search volume is concerned, the search volume is pretty consistent all year round, and I imagine the seasonality is going to show us the same thing. It looks like the highest months are in the summer, but there's not these huge swings during a certain period of time. So for this one, I'd say it has a low seasonality. If we hop back in, look at the other one, Trifold Poster Board. Let's hop in Opportunity Finder and look at it. Let's try spelling it a little bit differently. Let's see if it just does poster board. Looks like there'd probably be a few different names for this. So it looks like none of those pop up with trifolds. Next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hop in Keyword Scout. I'm gonna type it in here because Keyword Scout has all the different search terms or keywords that people are searching for. So this will let me know which one's the most popular. So I might have actually just been spelling it wrong because it looks like this one, Trifold Poster Board, has actually a lot of search volume, 4,500. And if I look at the seasonality, it looks like the low season was probably when kids are out of school in the middle of the summertime, which makes sense because I think these are probably most commonly used for school projects. Let's take the correct spelling and pop that back into the Opportunity Finder and see if it has any data around there. So yeah, I was just spelling it wrong. Whoops. Look at the search volume. We've already seen that. And let's just take a look at the seasonality. So it does have a little bit of seasonality, but you can see right here that the seasonality is rated low. Sells the best in April. I don't know if that's like a typical science fair time or what. Maybe end of the year school projects, I'm not sure. But the seasonality, it has a little bit of seasonality to it, but it's not something that I'm majorly concerned with. So far, if I'm looking at all these, let's go back into the product tracker. I would probably say that, yeah, these two are still my favorite, Exam Table Paper and Trifold Poster Board. Let's hop in Amazon and just take a look at what these look like. And what I'm doing here is I'm just trying to gauge, okay, like what does this market look like? What does a customer see when they search for this term on Amazon? And would we be able to easily differentiate our product from the other ones for sale? So when I look at the screen here, I see that, I'm seeing a lot of just white ones. Maybe this one right here sticks out to me a little bit. With a little bit nice photography, but pretty much all of these over here on the right, they pretty much all look the same. Scroll down a little bit, I'm starting to see different colors now. And really you're starting to see a bunch of stuff besides trifold poster boards pretty quickly, which is a good sign because that usually means that it's not real competitive. I also see that man, 2 of the results in the top row only have 2 or 4 reviews, which is very low. So this seems pretty easy to compete with. Let's see, let's take a look at the Exam Table Paper to see how it compares. So again, the photography, not really great. This one kind of stands out to me because I show that it's actually for this table. Let's see here. Other than that, really just rolls of paper. We could probably think of better ways to kind of differentiate this particular product. Same thing, there's a few that aren't getting very good reviews, and they don't really have that many reviews, right? 9 and 20 and 40. It's like a relatively low number of reviews. So both of these are still, I'd say, kind of like in the running. There's nothing that I would want to do to rule them out. I was speaking earlier about I'm also looking for something that's like easy to get manufactured or doesn't break easily. I think both of these fit that bill. They're both relatively simple, right? There's not like a lot of moving parts. As far as like potential legal issues, the different things I'm thinking about, like would licensing be required? No, there wouldn't be any licensing required for these. Remember, that's for things like if it has your favorite sports, if we had exam table paper with our favorite sports team printed on it. Something like that would have to be licensed, but we don't have anything to be thinking or to be concerned with there. As far as like potential high liability issues or like areas that you could potentially get in trouble with the exam table paper, if we choose to move forward with that, I'd probably want to do a little bit of research to see if there's any kind of certifications, or if people, since these are being used at a doctor's office, if there's any kind of approval needed. The easiest way to do that is just to read through some of the competitors' listings or Google around a little bit, and you can usually figure that out fairly quickly. With the poster, I don't think there would be, the poster board, there wouldn't really be any concerns around that. So I wouldn't really be too concerned about that with the poster board. Let's see, trendy or faddish. No, I don't think either of these are going out of style. They've been around for a long time, and I think they'll continue to be so. And then we do need to check for patents. So I don't think either of these are patented, but that would be the next step when I'm narrowing down my different product ideas. Now, the searching for patent process is a kind of a video in itself, so I'm going to do that in the next video. But for now, this is kind of like how I'm thinking about how I want to narrow down from my long list of ideas to my favorite ones. So yeah, right now my favorite ones are, I'd probably say trifold poster board. I'm going to put that one at the top. And then my second favorite right now is exam table paper. And if you drag and drop, you can kind of organize them. So I'd say that's number 1, that's number 2. And let's go ahead and choose a number 3 just for fun. So let's see, if I'm looking at the rest of these, let's probably yard sign stakes would be my number 3. So these are all pretty weird. Yeah, so those are my top 3, 1, 2, 3. And then in the next videos, the last things that I need to do is I need to check for patents. And I'm also going to start looking around for some different pricing and things like that. But yeah, that's how I narrowed down all those product ideas into my top ones. And then, yeah, I'll see you in the next video and we'll talk some more about patents.